Hello everyone, this is your heart message of the week, and I wanted to share a little bit about cord cutting and why it doesn't work. Now, before those of you who have done it with me say anything, just hear me out. Firstly, anytime you have a relationship with someone or connect with someone, you create an energetic cord with that person. And very often it's based on wounds. Wounded cords, and a true loving cord obviously comes from your heart, and it's based on love and harmony and sincerity and truth and all of that. Anyway, long story short, I was taught that in order to cut these cords, you just do this consciously. You go to where the cord is and you do an energy exchange, and then you cut this energy cord. And I used to actually do this a lot. I used to do this with clients back in the day as well, until I did an energy, a cord cutting, and it didn't work. Now, it works to a certain extent. However, what I wanted to share is the reason why cord cutting doesn't work is that people, or even spirits, because you can have cording and codependent relationships with spirits as well, but that's a whole other, story. People connect or get hooked onto your wounds, and the cord cutting that we do very often is the wounded cords that we want to let go of. Because if you have a loving connection with someone, and it's let's say a healthy cord, there's no need to cut that cord, right? So the cords that we cut are normally the wounded ones, which are not serving us. However, if you still have the actual wound, the emotional wound, no amount of cord cutting will help you, because the wound is there. And that is how people and spirits hook onto to you, to your energy, and drain your life force. It's through the actual wound. That's why I focus so much on healing the emotional wound, because once you heal the wound, there's nothing that they can hook onto. And therefore, you don't even need to do this whole energy exchange, cord cutting, and all of this, because once you release the wound, the cord will naturally be released, because there's nothing for that other person to hook onto. I'm doing this. So very often what I do with clients is I will work through the emotion first and help them release the emotional wound. And then after that, if I feel that it will be nice in terms of closure, I do a cord cutting more as a symbolic gesture and ritual. So if you're doing all this cord cutting and you don't know why it's not working, this is why. Because you still have the emotional wound in place. Having said that, you can ask your spirit guides or your angel, your guardian angel, to help you, to support you. Sometimes I do this while I'm working through the actual wound, to keep that cord at bay until I release the wounds. But you have to understand that your emotional wounds are your responsibility. So they're not going to keep this cord at bay if you're not taking responsibility, forever I mean, if you're not taking responsibility to process and heal your emotional wounds. So it will naturally reconnect itself when you sort of, go unconscious and push it aside or get triggered again, and all of that. I hope that makes sense. I forgot to mention, so how do you know if you've been corded or if you have an unhealthy cord with someone? Firstly, is if you're getting obsessive thoughts about that person. You can't get them out of your mind. It doesn't matter what you do. They're constantly on your mind. You're definitely either courting them, because remember, it could be you as well, or they're courting you. So thinking about someone a lot intensely creates that connection with them. If you've been hurt or wounded by someone and you haven't forgiven them yet, you have some sort of cord there connected to them. If you had a conversation with someone and you feel absolutely drained after that conversation, it's very likely that there was some sort of connection, unhealthy connection there, and they've drained your energy and life force somehow. So yeah, I hope this helps. That's it for today. Bye for now.